Hello everyone, this is B.S.Surannavar, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Grade College, Paschapur. Dear students, today I am going to discuss about a topic in Joint Stock Companies unit of Company Law and Administration for BCom first semester as per CBCS syllabus. Today I am going to discuss about Introduction to Company Law, Historical Background to Company Law administration, meaning of company, definitions of company, and features of a joint stock company. Dear students, you know that there are three important sectors which are playing a very important role in the Indian economic system. One is primary sector, the second one is secondary sector, and third one is tertiary sector. Of that, the second one, that is the secondary sector, is playing a very important role in the modern economic system. And in that, companies are the core of secondary sectors. And the companies always playing very important role for the contribution to its stakeholders, like investors, employees, suppliers, and customers. But these stakeholders are controlled and governed by the decisions and actions of the company. So, in order to free from the exploitations of the decisions and actions of the company, there is a need of a well-regulated regime of company law for fulfillment of the expectations of the economic system. And that is the reason why the company law and administration is very essential. Dear students, before going to know about the details of joint stock companies, first of all, let me make a little bit clarity regarding the historical background of the company law. As far as the Indian history is concerned, in 4th century BC, we can refer about the company law in Arthashastra of Kautilya in Chandragupta Maurya's period. And again in 16th century, where Britishers were ruling India, they established a new act as East India Company, through which they were controlling and governing the companies. And in the year 1844, in England, a new act was passed as a Joint Stock Companies Act, and its implications were also fallen on Indian companies. And in the year 1857, there was a mutiny. We can call it as a first freedom movement of India, and the Britishers incurred huge expenditures to suppress the Indian freedom movement. And for that purpose, Britishers planned to recover the incurred expenditure. For that purpose, they introduced an act as Companies Act 1857. And in the year 1866, new act was replaced by 1857 Companies Act. And again in the year 1913, we can have a new Companies Act. And after independence, we have a wide-spanned Companies Act 1956, which was prevalent in India till 2013. And in the year 2002, we have made some amendments to the Companies Act 1956, and which is called as the Companies Amendment Act 2002. And in the year 2013, we have the Companies Act 2013, which is prevalent in today's economic system to control and govern the companies in India. Dear students, now we can throw a little bit light on company law administration. There are five important agencies which are playing very important role in the administration of company. One is Department of Company Affairs, which is governed by the central government. The second is the National Company Law Tribunal. Third one is National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, and fourth one is the Registrar of Companies, which is prevalent in each state. And one more important agency here is the Securities and Exchange Board of India. It's playing a very important role to control the interest of the stakeholders or the investors. It always tries to prevent the exploitations of the company on investors. Dear students, let me now start with the main topic of our learning, that is meaning of company. Then what is company? Commonly or generally you can call, if two or more peoples gather together, that gathering will become a company. In common parlance we can call the company like this. Then what actually it mean? Company actually mean is an association of persons for some common object or objects. A company is a legal entity formed by the group of individuals to engage in or to operate a business, commercial or industrial enterprise. If any group of peoples comes together to form an entity to engage or to operate a business or for trading purpose or for industrial purpose, that can be called here as a company. So now, dear students, let me go for the definitions of a company. Very interesting definition quoted by L.H. Haney. A company is an artificial person created by law having a separate legal entity, perpetual succession and or common seal. Then what it mean? Company is not a natural person. It is an artificial person. It is created by law. It is not created by man, or it is not created by nature. Having a separate legal entity is distinct from its owners. Whoever the members of the company contributed the money for formation of the capital in that company are to be separated from the company. That is what we can call as a separate legal entity. Each and every transactions of the company are made on its own name, not on the name of a manager or not on the name of any members. Then perpetual succession means the men may come or men may go, but the company serves forever. It runs forever. And it's also having a common seal. For its indication or for its identification, it has made its own common seal. And this is what the definition very interestingly quoted by L.H. Haney. Justice James also quoted a definition, very simple definition but very clear definition. That is, a company is an association of persons united for a common object. With any common object, if the persons are associated with each other, that association becomes a company. It is as per the views of Justice James. Now, a very wide and very much applicable definition quoted by Lord Justice Lindley in today's company world. That is, a company is an association of persons who contribute money or money's worth, a common stock and employed in some trade or business, and who share the profit and loss arising therefrom. The common stock so contributed is denoted in money and is the capital of the company. The person who contributed to it or to whom it pertains are members. The proportion of capital to which each member is entitled is his share. The shares are always transferable, although the rights to transfer is often more or less restricted. Dear students, within this definition we can have the complete idea, or we can have the complete scope of company. Whatever the company's boundaries are there, whatever the scope of the company is there, that's completely covered in this single definition by Lord Justice Lindley. As per this definition, we can say that it is an association of person where the money or money's worth, common stock are contributed by the members, and that money or that common stock is employed in some trade or some business, and from that whatever the profit or loss arises, that is to be shared by all the members, and the common stock so contributed is usually denoted in money, and that is called as the capital of the company. Then the person who contributed to it or to whom it pertains are members, no doubt. The proportion of capital to which each member is entitled is his share. For example, there is a capital in a particular company as XYZ Limited. The amount of capital is rupees 10 lakh and there are totally 1000 members. Equal, if they were contributed to that 10 lakh equally, then we can say that they were contributed rupees 1000 each, and that is called here as a share. The shares are always transferable. It's very important. If the company is a public limited company, there is no any restriction for the transfer of shares. They can transfer their shares from one person to another person oftenly. But if it is a private limited company, there are some restrictions. Although the rights to transfer is often more or less restricted, it is totally related to the private company. So dear students, now let me discuss about the features of joint stock companies. Here just these all features are just extracted from the definition given by the Justice Lindley. Here the artificial person created by law, no doubt. The company is an artificial person and it is created by the law. For example, can say that Tata Industry or Reliance Petrochemical Limited, so and so many companies are there. So all those companies are created by the law, and for that purpose these are called as an artificial person. And the second feature here is the separate legal entity. All the companies are separated from the owners. The members are to be bifurcated from the business or the transactions of the company. So it is called as a separate legal entity. Then it is having a perpetual succession feature. The man may come or man may go because of admission, because of retirement or death, insanity, insolvency, by so many reasons. The man may come or man may go, but the company runs forever. And that is a very important feature of joint stock companies. It is also having a common seal. It is having a limited liability. There is no unlimited liability. The liability of shareholders or the members are limited to the face value of the shares they purchased. The shares are freely transferable without any restrictions in case of public limited company, but a little bit restrictions are occurred on the private limited companies. Then as far as the limitations of the work, here we can clearly say that as per Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association or the prospectus, we have a limitation of work in company. The companies are formed with a voluntary association of persons, and the company's management is representative in nature. All the members are not possible to represent or manage the company, so they are represented with the board of directors. Then the company can be terminated by law or by voluntary. So in this way we can have the features of joint stock companies. So dear students, in the next session we will discuss about the kinds of companies. Thank you friends.